Here's a question that might sound a little odd to you. Are you a disciple of Jesus? How would you answer that question? Now, many people, whether they're a churchgoer or not a churchgoer, rarely hear that question, yet it's an important question. But if you don't know how to answer it, I bet you're in the majority. My guess is if you asked a friend, "Are you a disciple of Jesus?" They'd probably, kind of tilt their head a little bit, look at you like it's a trick question or something. But it's not a trick question at all. Are you a disciple of Jesus? You see, some people might say, well, hold on here. Weren't the disciples the ones that were with Jesus at that time? So how could I be a disciple? Other people might say, well, I'm a Christian, I go to church all the time, or I'm Lutheran or Catholic or Baptist or non-denominational. Other people might say, oh, you know what, I just love one particular pastor and I listen to him all the time. But that doesn't really answer the question, does it? You see, Jesus never said, go therefore and make churchgoers. The thing is, a lot of people get converted to a church, and so they follow that church. By the way, having a good Bible-based, Christ-centered church, really important. But people get converted to the church, not to Christ. And when the church has problems, and every church is going to have problems because every church is filled with sinners, me included, but when that church stumbles, crumbles, or even falls, a lot of people lose their faith because of what happened in that church. I've talked to people who have been hurt, who have been discouraged, who have been in despair because of what happened in a church. Now, Jesus also did not say, go therefore and follow a particular pastor. You see, sometimes people get converted to a pastor or the personality of a pastor and not to Christ. And so they follow one particular pastor. Now, having a good Bible-based, Christ-centered pastor, really important. But if your faith, if your spirituality revolves around that one person, when the pastor stumbles or falls from grace, people lose their faith because of that. I've talked to some very angry and bitter people because of what happened with a pastor, and those people have left the faith. So, what does it mean then to be a disciple of Jesus? You see, a disciple of Jesus is one who confesses Jesus as Lord and Savior and follows Him day in and day out. A disciple is one who believes that Jesus is who He says He is, that He is the divine Son of God who came to save you from your sin. A disciple is one who sits at the feet of his Master, who sits at the feet of Jesus and learns from His Word. And not only learns from His Word, but applies the Word and lives out what Jesus has commanded. You see, ultimately, and to our detriment, we have separated what it means to be a Christian from what it means to be a disciple. Did you know that Jesus never called His followers Christians? He always called His followers disciples. It wasn't only until much later on that we became known as Christians. To be a Christian is to be a follower of Jesus. And to be a follower of Jesus is to be His disciple. Now, you still probably have questions about what it means to be a disciple. Indeed, there's more to it, and we're going to be covering that in part 2. But for right now, I'd like this question to just resound in your head, your heart, your very soul. Are you a disciple of Jesus?